Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kristen. I'm John's daughter. I was through a bit of confusion. This is John's eulogy that I was going to be doing at the Mass, but I was asked not to, so I have decided to do it here. And that way, music down, that would be okay. Yeah, they want to turn the music down. So I will be giving this eulogy here, which actually, in all honesty, is a lot more Jack Barrett than. So we come here today to honor my father, John G. Barrett. Get comfortable because there's much to say about this man. And I am Irish, so therefore I have the gift of gab. But when I hear that name, John G. Barrett, I think about how simple the name John is, but how that he was so much more. It's perfectly reflected in the plethora of nicknames John had. He was known as Jackie, the baby, Dad, Daddy, Pop, Yo-Yo Pop, Jack, Uncle Jack, Santa Claus, Moo Pop, thanks to his artificial cow heart valve, Captain, and Mr. Barrett. Despite the abundance of names, he always lived according to the teachings of Ephesians 4:31. Be rid of all bitterness and rage and anger, and brawling and slander, along with any form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other as just Christ God forgave you. Young Jackie Barrett was the red-headed, fun but troublesome World War II surprise baby. He was a neighborhood buddy to all the kids in the South Bronx, especially Beach Avenue. His pride in being one of those poor kids from the Bronx emanated from his core. The others who knew him as Jack, Jackie, the baby, were his older siblings. Margie, Joe, Marilyn, Frank, Mickey, Joan, Bernie, and Seamus, each of whom I refer to as one of the greats. And they are now the clan of the greats. I wish God well in corralling and keeping this bunch out of mischief. But I can be guaranteed that heaven has never experienced so much love. Uncle Jack was the term fondly used by his abundant nieces and nephews, from Patty, who he viewed almost as a sister. I just saw her. Oh, there she is! From Patty, who he almost viewed as a sister, all the way down to our newest baby, James Bernie. Uncle Jack was always the life of the party, always a reliable flop house in the Hamptons when you imbibed too much at the Porty Barn, a source of grand Irish fries on Sunday morning with yoo-hoo to help for any of your hangovers, a strong sound ear to always support everything you had to say, and on occasion he would dole out advice when he felt it was only most important. For he was a believer in learning by example, experience, and from your mistakes. One of his proudest accomplishments was the Iona College diploma that read John Gerard Barrett. Jackie from Beach Avenue endured the ICBs at Rice High School to earn a full ride to Iona, graduating in 1970 and immediately entering the field of education, the first in his family to earn a college degree. Mr. Barrett was said with respect and intimidation. He was known as Mr. Barrett with respect by all of the staff and teachers he worked with throughout his career at the New York City School Board of Education Bronx Schools. The Mr. Barrett of intimidation was obviously the children, who had to watch this 6-foot-tall, red head, red face, sometimes silent, giant man roaming their halls. But what they didn't know is that as for scary as he may have looked, he cared deeply for every one of those children. Jackie and Jack were reserved for all of his buddies, from Beach Avenue, the Bronx, to Yorktown, to Long Island, to Sarasota, Florida. They had created a clan of friends who all became Jack's family, all of whom fell victim to his charming wit, snarky, sarcastic sense of humor, and where most of times no one could ever tell if Jack was telling the truth, a tall tale, or a complete blarney fabrication. The children of Einstein Children's Hospital and Our Lady Star of the Sea School knew him annually as Santa Claus.
Wow.
It was the perfect role for a big red-faced man who was overjoyed to be around children and make them happy, especially children with special needs. Captain Jack was a role. I just realized there's a movie that sounds like that. Not the same Captain Jack. Not a sparrow. Captain Jack was a role that provided him endless joy, inviting one and all out on his boat, the Jolly Tinker, for days of fun full of sunshine, fishing, remote island exploring, water skiing, tubing, fireworks displays, cocktails, but most of all, swimming lessons. Nothing gave Jack Barrett more joy than to teach a nervous toddler how to float, kick, blow bubbles, spin your arms like a windmill. He could have a timid child turning into a fish in one day. Sean, Andy, and I had the greatest privilege of calling him Dad and Dad. We learned early on the worth of hard work, determination, serving the less fortunate, perseverance, looking out for the underdog, but most of all, loving, with a consistent calm ferocity. Through our teenage years and college years, sorry, I can't see through tears. Through our teenage and college years, he dealt with hormones, drama, tempers, up and downs, rebellions, tattoos, hangovers, all the sake of the formation of the independent young adults we are to become. He survived it with consistent grace and that calm, fierce love. His three favorite people on earth were his grandchildren, Molly, Kitty, and Caleb. He poured nothing but love and fond memories, humor, and joy into every second of their lives. There was no one who was more adored than Yo-Yo Pop. He taught each of them to swim, to face their fears, to expand their thinking, to love crime dramas, to pilot a boat, to go fishing, to work hard, play harder, body surf huge waves, play Skullsy, which was a Bronx kids game, swing a bat, throw a football, and develop a Blarney radar. And to his loving family and friends with everything you are, and to love family and friends with everything you are. Although his Blarney was early on picked up by their radar and quickly met with a skeptical eye roll. Oh, Bob. The most privileged and important title was reserved for his eternal love, his wife Anne Marie. They met as young adults at a bar on the New York City St. Patrick's Day parade, of course. Fell in love, got married as babies, and started living a lifetime of love that lasted for 57 years. Mom knew from the beginning what she was getting into. After the first date, he forgot her name. Once they were dating and early on in marriage, she finished all of his French homework so that he could graduate Iona on time. They helped each other achieve advanced degrees and flourish in their careers in the New York City Board of Ed. And through hard work, tenacity, and teamwork, they went from a tenement on Beach Avenue to a life of suburban comfort in Yorktown. Eventually, they scored big with a fair-priced home in the Hampton Bays, my dad's dream. And then a boat, my mom's dream. Dad and mom stood together side by side, very different personalities, but gelled into a perfect love. The family they created together, the love lessons we learned from their devoted marriage and adventure family memories we have, is what will have Jack live on in perpetuity. His special talent, as many of you know, was to weave Blarney or oratorical yarns that left the listener either hardly laughing or skeptically pondering. Jack was known best for his deep love of family and friends, his Blarney, and his love of a great party. We remember Mr. Barrett, Jack, Pop, Jackie, Yo-Yo Pop, as the man he was. A proud Irish redhead who was quick with a laugh or a completely fabricated story. A calm leader, a devoted Michelob light drinker, a captain, a fighter, the baby brother, the favorite uncle, the love of Anne's life, the tough but devoted, patient, and loving father, and the silliest, funniest, adoring, best yo-yo pop ever. These are the memories that keep John Barrett alive in us. In closing, I offer a verse of comfort. Psalm 5, verse 11 to 12 reminds us, "But let us all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them forever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, for those who love your name may rejoice in you. For surely, Lord, you bless the righteous, and you surround them with your favor as with a shield." Daddy, I will miss you for every second of the rest of my life. I love you.
To my father.
Cheers!
Cheers.
I don't know about you, but I can smell his pipe.
Or if you really want to go old school, Marlboro Reds.